well, Liam. You've ended up drawing that game, but for a good 2/3, you were the better team. Do you feel that you deserved a win?
I think I'm delighted to an aspect and disappointed to an aspect. As I don't think we've been helped by the officials one bit today. And I understand it's a hard job and this, that and the other, but you look, Mike Fenix goes clean through. I think it was Nagal brings him down, attempts to bring him down, Mike Stagg, and the referee claims he's played the advantage. Well, if the last man's bringing our forward down, the advantage surely must be reduce them to 10 men. Tony Gray then's been mauled in the box for a penalty, and Stevens didn't even try and attempt to play the ball. And again, that got waved away. I'm not surprised he's given us the penalty. And then you look at the two disallowed goals. Actually, I'll give the linesman the benefit of the doubt on the first one, because from Josh has gambled and looks like he's in there. But the second one is just absolutely scandalous and ridiculous. It's a great ball to the ball. Andy Owens has had the touch, smashes it across the face, and Adam Farrell, who needs a goal, puts it in, and he gets pulled back. But the rules state if a ball has been pulled back, that you can't be offside. So it's impossible for him to be offside. The referees tried to say it was from the first one. The linesman's saying that he's put the ball forward. So they didn't know which one either of them were doing. But I think everyone will turn around and say, it would have been scandalous if we didn't get something today. And and it was great. I thought the crowd were fabulous. They stayed right behind us. There was a good atmosphere, and we might have just landed on like a bit of a system which probably suits us. Certainly kept us in the game, and we look strong. And as I said, we've just got to try and get on an unbeaten run. People talking about wins, I said we've just got to try and make ourselves hard to beat. And again, I said to you the other day after Gate said, the attitude of the players, no one's heads dropped. They certainly give a shift to me and Dom, and they work the socks off. And sometimes you can't ask so much more. And again today they kept on going, and you turn around and say, like Barnet's a big, strong, fit side, and for Mike Fenix, who looked at 20 minutes ago, he looked dead on his feet at one stage to come up with another goal. And I think we just need to learn that. I said again, sometimes we just got to be bold in them 10 minutes when we're under the cosh. We've got to go the other way. We've got to go and push players up the pitch rather than drop players. And I said, you say, well, it's a young side and all. I can make excuses, but I kept on saying last year we scored so many goals late on with 90th minute winners because teams were doing it to us. They were dropping to us. This year we're actually doing it back to them, and we shouldn't have to. And it actually says once we went 2-1 down, we then went back on the front foot, and when we went back on the front foot, we looked like we were going to score. So, and as I said, even the Andy Owens penalty at 1-0, I think everyone in the grounds went pen, and Andy Owens ends up getting booked. But I will say, he spends a lot of this time throwing himself around the pitch when he shouldn't have to. And the one big decision, if he hadn't been doing it all game, the chances are he gets a pen. But hey ho.
Andy Todd getting his first competitive start today. He slotted in really well, didn't he? Does he provide that a bit of experience and discipline that's been lacking?
Well, of course he does. You can see him on the pitch. And I said he's a winner, which is he's won the conference twice as a player at Accrington, at Mansfield. I said he's also obviously coached at Mansfield, and he come in here to coach. And I said, as time goes on, you're thinking, really I've got someone who's been there, seen it, done it. Leg-wise, we know he's fine. And, I had to look at him, I knew he wouldn't let me down. And if anything, he probably added to the team because, in the first half, their right back was again bombing on, and it's where we got murdered on Tuesday night at Gateshead by their full-backs, who I have to say were as good as anything I've ever seen at this level. So he come into the team, and to be honest, I think Sean's been feeling a bit leggy as well, so it's nice to give him a break.
And you say a formation that you may have fallen upon, but it's a formation, of course, which worked today. But what made you go with that?
Well, it's a formation I've used quite regularly at Southport when I was there in the conference, and it was one I've always seemed to turn to when I'm has a bit of a rough time. It does give you a threat because you got people up front. You got to have the personnel. Sean Morley was always an ideal one to play in it for me. Obviously, you got Mike. you'd like to think of what a Sean Morley look like alongside Tony Gray and Mike Fenix at the minute. That'd give you a great threat going forward. But I will say Toddy's work rate. I think Sean might have switched on the time now and again with the right back. But again, as a squad, as a group, I thought they give me everything and they committed. And I think Barnet will probably be thinking, that we're not a bad side.
And finally, the thing now is to use this as a springboard, isn't it? Tough test at Alfreton to go and get that first win.
Yeah, I just said we just need to make sure that we stay in games. I've said time and time again, a point at home or a point at away in the conference is a good point. And that's what people get obsessed about, winning games, and we have ourselves. If you think we've been in situations where we've had a point and we're trying to win a game, or we've had like 2-1 down, like last week against Dover, and a game which we should never have been getting beaten, and then you go kamikaze to try and get an equaliser and you get picked off and come away with a 4-1, which is not a true reflection of the game. So we've got to be a little bit more cuter streetwise, and I said if we are, I'm sure we put in the performance like we did today, I think we'll be hard to beat.
Well done today.
Thanks.